Commenting with Google Plus sucks. But commenting with Reddit is awesome. So head on over to Reddit and leave a comment on this video. And as always, thanks so much for watching. Hey there, you're watching the Jessa channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today I am here with more Acanthop Isle. Specifically, we are in front of what is about to become the new corner bank. I had mentioned in the previous episode that I have a few more lots that I really wanted to get in quickly. One is a gym and the other is a bank. So today we're going to be creating the new corner bank for Acanthop Isle. Where we are in Acanthop Isle, I'm going to scroll out a bit if I can here and give you kind of a little idea of where we are and how I'm visioning that this lot ended up being the bank. I'm one of those simmers that I think deeply about the history and the creation of my hood. This is the N train. That's in as in nowhere, the nowhere train, because it goes to and comes from nowhere. And one day I'll show you that for those of you who haven't seen it yet, with how the train comes into the hood and all of that. But in any case, this is coming from some, connection in my imagination, some other land, and goes across to the mainland, which is across the way, which you won't be able to see from here. But it goes across to the mainland, which is that away. You can see the train tracks kind of disappearing as I go over them really quickly there. But there's the bridge, and over across the ocean is the mainland. We are over here in this corner of Acanthop. In my imagination, these little shops that came up here that we are looking at, these are called the railroad shops, the railway shops, and I imagine that these were shops, one of the first few little buildings that popped up in Acanthop Isle as the train was built. This, I imagine right here, was the first stop. And then there was another stop a bit down the train. Now imagine that these are more real-world distances as opposed to a short period of time here, but there was another quick stop right there. And you can just see those little buildings peeking throughout the trees. Those buildings are railway shops as well too. And in fact, you can't see it through the trees, I don't think, but Senna has a pet shop in here, and we have built that pet shop in previous episode. So my imagination is that when people came off of the train, they would first need to kind of exchange money and get something to drink and whatnot. So I imagine that there would be a small cafe here. Now, this is actually a lot by Plastic Box, as most of my lots are. And let me show you how she has designed it, which is beautiful. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be painful to tear this apart and make a bank out of it because she did a great job. But I just don't need another little diner right now. And so that's the way it is with city planning. You have to have the courage of your convictions. So this is a little diner that she has set up here. And let me show you what it's like on the inside. As usual, Plastic Box did an amazing job setting up a functioning diner, or at least I think it would be functioning. My only wonder is that I'm pretty sure that Sims cannot use the podium. Correct me if I'm wrong in comments. That if the podium is facing against a wall like this, that the Sims won't be able to interact with it. I think that's the case. That's what I found out in my experience. Anyway, but she has this wonderful little diner here, and complete with jukebox, and over here some really nice little booths, a booth on the wall. And as always, she's wonderful with space. She tends to be able to get a lot into a small space, very small space. This is a 1x1, I believe. Nope, a 1x2 lot. And so that's pretty small. I mean, the smallest lot possible is a 1x1, which is 10 squares by 10 squares. So this is 10 squares by 20 squares. Anyway, she's fit a little bathroom in here. And she's even got a little patio. So there's enough seating here to fit a good amount of Sims. And yeah, she did a great job with this. But unfortunately, we need to use it for a bank. I have an idea in my head as to how I'm going to lay this out. So what I'm going to do is pause recording at this point, take everything out of here, and then I'll start to give you an idea of what my plan is, my hopeful plan for getting this to turn into a bank and have a little bit more room, okay? So I will be back with you shortly. One of the things that I have learned from hard lessons is that I am not the best builder in the world. That's why I download most of my lots, and I actually find building to be very frustrating. Decorating is actually okay, and I enjoy that particularly because I'm usually decorating for a specific sim. And so I have a style in mind, and I'm trying to meet that. And I also found decorating to be much more enjoyable now that I use color schemes, so that I'm challenging myself, and I'm always pleased with the result. So this is the bank now with everything moved out of it, and it's looking pretty barren. And I'm thinking, oh crap, what have I done? But I have an idea and I'm working with it. I can see what I can show you here is that I have added an extra room back here, and I just spent a couple minutes fighting with the roof line. And that's one of my biggest fears about building is how to get the roof lines to look halfway decent. This is my best attempt. Try not to laugh too much. It would be great if I could actually get it a little bit lower, but this is as low down as I can get it to go. 15 degrees is the lowest that the game allows that I know of. Anyway, so this is the extra roof add-on. It's eclectic. Let's just call it that. And without it, you can see that plastic box, one of her geniuses is that she's so very good at doing roofs and making them come out brilliantly. I mean, she is by far, I have not found a Sims builder more talented than she is as far as being able to use the cheats of the game to create buildings that no one would have. I mean, you just don't see anywhere else. And on such small lots, and to have those lots be functional. It's amazing. In any case, my mind is focused on this. What I'm thinking about here is this is going to be the bank manager's room here, their office. And then over here, we're going to have some shopping area. And then over here, a simple cash register. This is still going to be a bathroom. I like the idea of that. And this is going to open up into a hallway, which will allow you to go back here. And I'm going to put some plants along this area and have this just be full of windows. My idea as a color scheme, I'm not going to use a color scheme for the bank because I'm going for a certain look. So I'm going to stick with just, it's going to be more of a businessy, banky look, you know. That's your basic creams, your whites, your wood floor, you know, not too confusing there. I am going to keep this area here open for a playground or some sort of little garden area or a place to sit, you know, when you come to the bank with your kids and you want to have them be occupied while you're inside carrying on your transactions. So without any more talking about it, let's do it. Looking at a paint, I have an idea already of the type of paints that I want to use here. They're from the Behr collection. That's B-E-H-R. That's a company here in America, probably, maybe worldwide, I'm not sure. And a wonderful person over at Mod The Sims did a complete collection of the Behr paints. And they all come with a crown molding and a baseboard. And so I'm going to go for something. I'm thinking of the bank being a place that's very light, got a lot of light flowing in, with, you know, simple walls in the background. I'm going to aim first for this. Yep. As I told you, I'm just going for your basic, simple place here. And then I'm going to have the bank manager's office be a shade darker, perhaps. Let's see. That's a kind of gray, but I'm not going for that. Let's see if I can find something a shade darker like that. Yep. That's what I'm going for. And then over here for the tile. Now it'll be amazing, of course, if I can do this in less than 2 episodes. We shall see. For a tile, I'm going to go just for a plain, actually I'm thinking there's a subway tile that I have. Not the sandwich maker, the old subway tiles. Let's see if I can find them. This is a beautiful tile set, but this, I think, yeah, here. These are great tiles. And once again, I'm going for a simple gray. And then in the hallway here, I'm going to do the same. This is a bank, not a party pad. Oh, forgot a Venetian blind over here. There's always something that sticks out there. And, whoops. My mouse has been giving me fits. And then on the outside here, I'm going to go for a brick. Look. I have a lot of bricks from my favorite wall and floor maker. Well, one of my favorites by Studio K at TSR. And I just need to find the kind of brick I'm going for. So in my mind, when I'm decorating, I'm not just going for a look for the sim. I'm not just going for a banky look in this case. I'm also going for a look that will fit with the rest of the neighborhood. You know, if I work something in a certain color scheme, I'm going to have these other buildings, which have not yet been bought by Sims, end up matching the certain color scheme. In my mind, there is a city council in all of my hoods, and they will allow certain things and not allow certain things. For some reason, this reminds me of the brick that was on my high school. I'm looking for something a little bit different than that. What I'm looking for, I think, is a brick that looks slightly more aged, like this. So this is the Studio K brick. He doesn't name this set, or she. Studio K Brick and Fawn. Basically, what I recommend you do is just head straight on over to Studio K at TSR and download every single thing that person has, because it's amazing. Now I'm just trying to decide what I want to do as far as a color is concerned. That's a bit too bright. Yeah, that. Once again, I always imagine when I am decorating that you guys are going, pick that, pick that, pick that. And then I pick the wrong one and you're like, no, Jessa, no! Jessa! It amuses me. So on the bottom here, for the foundation, I am going to go with a stone that is, once again, I have the one in mind that I'm looking for. This is a cinder block by Studio K. I find that cinder block works really well with the brick look. And let's go for, yep, that's the one. Didn't even need to ask. There you go. Yep. So since I'm doing this in brick, what I'll probably do is when Sims buy these other lots, I'll do them also in brick as well too. And so many people really admire Akenthop and other hoods that I have made in the past. And so I'm giving you all my secrets as to how I make the hood look, so what the little secrets are. A lot of times people will show off their hoods and they don't do it for me because the hood looks mishmashed. It doesn't look like the houses are all different varied types of houses and they're too far apart and that kind of thing. Let's go in and do some wood now. As always, I'm going to dig deep into my wood folder and see what we come up with. Because the bank, I want some wood that, once again, looks kind of old. What have I got on my mouse here? That's pretty good, but I want... Actually, that might be just the look I'm going for. Heck, let's try it. Now, I'll tell you that this bugs me a little bit to have wood that's going in this direction. Now you can actually change the wood tile. You can change it, turn it, and I'll show you. Let's see here. Let me take this tile out of here and I'll show you. So this is one tile here, and you can turn it like that. And that's a feature that came in one of the later EPs. I want to say Apartment Life. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But I have found that, you see there, I have found that the patterns on wood don't generally work in that direction. Like, and if you change it, it throws the pattern off because the creator didn't create the pattern to be multi-directional. So it's best to just, with wood at least. And I haven't found too many tiles that work if you turn them like that. Now, what I was doing to turn that tile is the same thing that you use to turn anything in the game. The comma and period keys on the American keyboard. And I don't know if that's the same on a European keyboard. Okay, so now let's throw some windows in here and get some light going in this dull place. I like to go with a matching kind of, particularly on a bank like this, of course you want things matching. And as far as the window set, my favorite go-to window set I go to over and over and over again are the, this is not it, this is a brand new set I just got. It's the La Fenêtre and Boulangi set, both by Windkeeper. Here's one of the Boulangi set. I use that, so I mean it's basically all I used in my last hood. I'm looking at the Grant Park though, because it gives me, I really like that little diamond sign on the top of the window there. I'm just reading this to see if there's any difference between these windows that I can see. Not seeing anything. These are Craftsman Windows, and I think they might work for the look I'm going for with this bank. Oh, I hate that when that happens. Where it's not quite centered, and with windows, unfortunately, you can't like take them off the grid like you can other things. Let's do this way. Here we go. Look at that, it won't let me place two. Ah, my world is coming apart. My world is coming apart. Let's see. I like this Grant Park set, but there are a few limitations to it that keep it from being my absolute top favorite. And actually, now that I think about it, I don't need a window on this wall because there's where the shelves are going to go. So let's see how that looks. I do want different windows back here because I have a very specific idea that I'm looking at. And so let's see if these work. I'm thinking about having two different types of windows on the building and how that might look odd or not make sense with what a city planner would allow or what would naturally end up on a building. But let's see. So this is Grant Park. I'm looking for some full-size windows. Let's see if Grant Park has any. I just noticed this. This has probably been in my game for a gazillion years and I've just noticed. It's a window with snow on it. It probably came with one of the holiday packs that came out in the early days of The Sims 2. The holiday pack was the first thing that came out when Sims 2 came out. Came out that winter, I believe. Okay, I'm striking out on the... What is this? Oh yeah, the dumbwaiter for the manor house. The dumbwaiter. I apologize to any waiters who I may have offended. Okay, not seeing anything with the Grant Park set, so I'm gonna go for, let's see how that looks. Is that as tall as I want it to be? Yes, it is. And it has a similar look. It's got a different color, though. That's another thing with the Grant Parks is that I haven't found any recolors. Well, that's not true. I have been pointed to some, but I haven't had a chance to download them yet. I think that these Grant Park windows, as much as I like them, may not be a keeper. Oh, we'll see. I may not be able to keep these bad boys. So I really pictured a wall of windows here that the bank manager would kind of get the benefit of having that really nice. Hello. Well, you want to go in here? Nope. Look at that. That window does not want to stay there. That's the wrong side. You're gonna give me trouble. Yes, you are. Okay. I wonder if when I put a fence down, if that'll fix that. Nope. Wow, that's a bugger, huh? I'm going to see what I can do to fix that, but in the meantime, we'll have one window there. And let me see. So what I'm thinking about, oh, I see I have these windows in. Slightly different. Do you guys see what I've done? What I've done here is, if you can scroll down here, if I can scroll down, I have this nice little trim here, and that's on the inside of the window, and I think that that's supposed to be on the outside. And if it isn't, I'm going to decide that it is. See that power I just displayed there? There we go, much better. Wonderful. And I think that might mean, am I wrong? Can I put this here now? Nope. It's like not having it. Forget it. Let me know, for you seasoned builders, if you know what the problem is for that, why I can't put that there. I'm imagining that it might have something to do with needing to put a fence down here. That's a definite possibility. And I do need to put something up to support this, but I'm going to do that a little bit later on. Okay, so we have a very beautiful, very lucky bank manager. We'll get to work in that room. And I think now I'm going to look at this building from the outside. You know, you guys are probably agreeing with me here. I'm not feeling these Grant Park windows. I'm really not. I'm not feeling the love with these. Out they go. You know? You gotta feel it. I'm not feeling it. But I really like these windows. They're really neat. So let's see what else I have going in this Grant Park set. I mean, in this classic set. This is by Marina, who did a lot of really good window sets and wall sets as well too. And she's at marinasims.net. I don't know if that site is still up. That's the risk we take with every with simming this far into the game. It's not always available. So let me see if I want to do these, like this peak window like this. Having trouble with my windows here. Of course they don't go on the inside like that. Okay, that's better. I would like you on the outside though. Don't give me any trouble. And you're gonna give me trouble. I'll tell you. You know, I think what I'm gonna do is turn off move objects on, which I have on all the time, or usually, and see if I can't. Yep. Well, nope. It's only gonna let me go from the inside. It's just not going to let me take that pediment outside. And that's the whole point of having that, is that have that pediment outside. How is it on this side? There it's allowing me both sides, but not here. I don't know what to do about this problem. I would greatly appreciate it if any of you have an idea as to how to fix this. I have a small idea here. Nope. That would possibly change the situation. That would be helpful. I've been simming for, like I said, for a long time, but I certainly don't know everything. Okay, so plan C. Plan C on the windows. These classic windows probably aren't going to work on two sides. Yep. Okay, so I think I'm going to go back to my good old standby, which these are beautiful windows. And Marina, I will use those windows at a time when I have a building which wants to play nicely. In the meantime, I'm going to go back to my good old standby favorites and use this. That's a 2-tile. I'll put it there. Actually, let me take that back. I'm going to use the windows from the Belangi set. And I'm going to actually pause at this point and come back when I have the windows in place and all ready to go. Windows are done. And I like the way these came out. Once again, these windows are the type of windows that they work almost everywhere. They're just amazing. They can be warehouse windows, they can be shop windows, they can be apartment windows, and I highly recommend that you go and grab them from TSR, where everything is now free. And yeah, the windows are amazing. They are the Belangi set. I'll pull that up for you here. Belangi by the amazing Windkeeper. She did numerous things that were, first on the scene. She was really a great modder and has now retired. So we have this beautiful setup here. Let's head over here and add a fence. And I know exactly the type of fence I'm going to go for. Over here in miscellaneous, I'm going to grab a short fence right here. And I just need to decide which one I want to go for. I think maybe this gray. I need to put this, go down and have to do this kind of blind. You see? And I'm going to undo that and try again with... I want something slightly contrasting. Let's see how that looks. I think that will work. But of course, you want to try every single one of them and then choose the one you originally picked. You guys know how it goes. Don't lie. I like that one, actually. That's it. That's the one. There's my reward for sticking with it there. And over here on this side. Now, this is a lot that has been shrunk, meaning that that's how she's able to, and let me show you this real quickly. And I don't know how to do this. I have an idea of how it works. I think you build up to it and then you just shrink the lot using the lot adjuster. But I've never tried it because building is not really something I'm that interested in. But basically what she's done here to make it look like these are row houses or row shops in this case is that she has built up to as close she can get to the edge, and then she added these two jutting out wall pieces here. And then she shrunk the lot. Basically, she took 2 tiles off of the edge, off of both sides. That's basically how she did it. And if you understood that, congratulations. So I think we have the makings here for a nice place. Now think about this. This is how I am as a builder. Let me know if you're the same. Is when I build something, I'm always thinking about, even though it makes no difference whatsoever to the sim. We have to be realistic in some ways here, and just for realism's sake. So I'm thinking about these two windows here, and I'm thinking about how that might create a glare on the computer screen of the sim. Makes no difference to them. And I think that's all I wanted to do in this one. Let's add some fence here, and then we're going to end this episode here, and then we're going to come back in for the fun part, which is decorating. Let's add that fence there, and whoops, and there, and that adds a nice look. Beautiful. And just for completion's sake, if I can, I'm going to come page down here and add one in there. Yes. Let's be neat, shall we? And I'm going to come down here and just for, like I said, completion's sake, add one here, even though no one ever see it. But it adds a nice edge. Yay! Look at that. Now I'm also going to add, if I can, a fence up here. And let me see. I might just add the same. Let's see what it looks like if I just add this on top of it. No, that does not look good. I have spoken. That's a no. I have an idea for a fence I'm going for, but it's kind of white. It's one of my go-to fences. I use it all the time. Let's see here. Here it is. Ah, it's in a brown. This is the Victorian Quaint Fence in Pine by Holy Simoly. Let's see if this works. It's either going to look great or it's going to look horrible. I'm not feeling that. Are you guys feeling that? I'm not feeling it. So I'm going to go back to my usual white, and yes, that's much better. I admit it. I'm a chicken. Sometimes I have a hard time getting the fence tool to draw, and it's not drawing right now. There we go. Does that do, does the game do that to you guys too, where you have a hard time getting the fence tool to draw? There we go. And also over here to finish this area off, because I'm going to put some plants in here. Let's see if I can get with this tree in the way. I may have to move this tree. It's going to drive me nuts. And nope. Get on up here. Come on, fence tool. Don't give me any trouble. Thank you. The fence tool has always been a little bit wonky for me. Okay. Isn't that pretty? Isn't it just pretty? It's just lovely. It really starting to come together. We have one more thing we need to do really quickly, and that is to add a top contrasting roof here. I'm going to go back to my famous wonderful cinder block, and that's not the right one. I need a dark one here to kind of match. There we go. Is there anything else that can give me... Oh, that's interesting. It's, I'm not sure if it works. What do you think? You'll have to, by the time you guys tell me, it'll of course be completed, but that's all right. Tell me what you think anyway. There you go. That's the one. Like I said, you have to have the courage of your convictions and be willing to say, yes, that's the one. Okay. Our bank is coming along. It looks like a wonderful little corner bank. It says, "This is a safe place to put my simoleons." That's what it says. And we'll come back in part 2 of this and finish up with some decorating, and I'll give you some ideas as to how to run a bank. A bank is a great experience in an integrated hood, and it's a great, it's fun. You'll enjoy it. So I'll see you back in the next episode. I want to thank you as always for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below and encourage me. And if you loved what you saw, join the party, the ever-growing party, and subscribe. As I said, I'll see you back here in Akanthop, in front of the bank, in the next episode. As always, thanks so much for watching. Get every new Jessa channel video right in your email inbox. Subscribe, then from your YouTube homepage, click Manage Subscriptions, then check Email with new uploads. And thanks for watching.